Hello everyone, I am Bhumi Shivari and today I'll be walking you through some basics bash commands that are really important if you're getting started with Liquid Galaxy, especially from a GSoC point of view. Don't worry if you have never used bash before. We'll start from absolute basics and build things step by step. So, before we jump into commands, let's quickly understand what bash actually is. So, yeah, what exactly is bash? So think of bash as a way to talk to a Linux using command. Instead of clicking buttons or menus, we just type instructions and Linux listens. The nice part is bash usually comes pre-installed on Linux systems, so you don't need extra setup, especially when you're working on servers or development machines. At first, it feels a bit scary, but once you get used to it, it actually becomes faster. And yeah, that's what you need to know about bash for now, at least. So why do people still use bash? Okay, so this is a very common question, like why do people still use bash when we already have so many graphical tools? The main reason is speed and control. On servers and cloud machines, there's usually no GUI. Bash becomes the fastest way to manage files, run scripts, and automate repetitive tasks. And another important thing, Bash works almost the same way across Linux system. So you can use it like anywhere. Once you learn it, you'll good to go. So let's start with the most basic commands, something you'll use all the time. Yeah. So PWD, know exactly where you are. So what does this means? So PWD stands for printing working directory. See, it tells me exactly where I am right now in the file system, like where am I? Where am I standing? So this is a very small command, but it's extremely important, especially before running scripts, because you always want to know which folder you are working in. So whenever you are lost in the terminal, pwd is usually the first command you run. So let me just show you. Okay, so now I'll just type pwd. So yeah, as you can see that currently I'm in my HP folder in my local computer, so it's telling me that yeah, I'm in the HP folder. So now that we know where we are using PWD, the next obvious question is how do we move around? So for that, we have our next command, that is cd. CD simply stands for change directory. So whenever you want to move inside a folder, whether it's a project folder, a configuration folder, or any script, CD is what you use. So yeah, let me just show you. I have a folder named demo. So I'll just do CD demo. And as you can see, it is showing me that I'm inside demo, but still we'll just do a cross check. We'll do pwd, and yeah, pwd tells us where we are, so it is telling us that yeah, we are inside the demo folder. So you'll notice that after running cd, my working directory changes and pwd just confirms it. So if you ever feel confused about where you landed, just run pwd again. So that habit really helps. So yeah, I'll just do cd. Yeah, so this just takes me one level back, like back to my HP folder. Okay, moving to the next. Yeah, ls, list files and directories. Now once you are inside the directory, the next thing you usually want to see is what actually inside it. For that we use the ls command. So ls command displays files and folders inside the current directory, and here are a few flags that we can combine ls with and make it modifiable. So I'll just show it to you. Okay, so if I do ls. Yeah, so as you can see, ls lists all the file and folders in the current directory. This is probably one of the most frequently used command in bash. Now ls becomes more powerful when we use these flags that I just showed you. I'll show them again. Yeah, here are our flags. So it becomes even more powerful when we modify it. So I'll show you what they do. Yeah, first flag is our L flag. So I'll just type, yeah. So this flag shows the files in a detailed list format, like things like permission, sizes, and everything, the timing, the date. So it shows basically detailing of all the files. And next is the A flag. So the A flag basically shows us the hidden files also. Wait, I'll just do cd demo, and now LSA. So as you can see, these are all my hidden files, as well as hidden files as well as my normal files also. So our hidden files usually start with a dot, so you can see my .env is hidden. So next is ls. Yeah, so the LA flag is used to see the stacking of our files. It basically, so like whenever you enter a new folder, yeah, it basically combines my L flag and the A flag, and it gives a detailed version as well as the hidden files too. So yeah, that's what our LA does. And the H flag simply shows the sizes of our files, like in KB, MB, GB, like human readable form as it says. Okay, so next is my echo command. Okay, so echo prints text or variables values to the terminal. Now sometimes we don't want to read a file or move directories. We just want to print something quickly. So that's where echo comes in. Echo, hello everyone. So as you can see, echo simply prints whatever message you give it. You can think of it like print in Python or console.log in JavaScript. So it is also very useful while debugging scripts. You can just echo values to see what's happening. Yeah, very simple command. Okay, now cat. So it displays the contents of a file. Now once we start working with files, the next question is, how do we actually see what's inside a file? So for that, we specifically use the cat command. Let me show you. I'll move into my demo folder. For that, I'll do cd demo. Oh, sorry, I am actually in the demo folder. Okay, so I'll just do, if I want to view my file, that is notes.txt. Yeah, I'll just type cat notes.txt. So the output is, this is a demo folder. So the cat prints the entire content of the file on the terminal. So yeah, I just made a very small file just to show you guys. So this is what I added only. But yeah, cat simply prints all the content that is in your file, that exists in your file. One more example, cat users.txt. So yeah, in my users file I added some users, so yeah, it just gave me all. So whatever is present inside the file, cat just shows everything at once. So this is great for small files, but for very large file it can get a bit overwhelming. So for that, we have our next command, that is head. Displays the first few lines of a file. So Now this brings us to a common problem. What if the file is very large? So we can't use the normal cat because yeah, it just takes over the whole screen. So what if a file is very large and we don't want to see everything? So we can just do head, and we can do head logs.txt. So yeah, it just shows me the first few lines of a file. So this is extremely useful for log files or configuration files where you just want a quick preview of what's happening. So in short, cat shows everything and head shows just the beginning. Okay, curl transfers data from or to a server. Okay, so curl is used to fetch data from a URL, usually from APIs or web services. It downloads the file from remote servers and tests the service from like end to end. So let me just show you how it works. I'll just do curl and I have to write a URL. So https, yeah, any URL you can add. So I just added one. So now what you're seeing is the HTML content returned by the server. So whenever you see JSON responses or API data being fetched from the terminal, curl is usually doing that work. Curl has many options. It has many options. Same as we had flags with our ls commands. Curl also had some flags. So but for now, understanding this basic usage I think is enough. So yeah, next is our sudo command. Okay, so sudo allows us to run commands with administrator or root privileges. This is usually needed when you're installing packages, updating the system, or managing services. Okay, so yeah, I won't be running sudo commands in a live demo because they can directly affect the system. So yeah, but it's important to understand that whenever you see sudo, it means this command has more power, and with more power comes more responsibility. So yeah, this is a very important command. Next is our SSH. So SSH stands for Secure Shell. It is used to connect to another machine remotely, usually a server, in a very secure way. So this is very common when working with cloud machines or distributed systems. So once you're connected using SSH, you can run commands on that remote system as if you were sitting in front of it, like you can just control it. So in Liquid Galaxy setups, SSH is used a lot, but for now, like understanding the concept is enough, I guess. Yeah. Now is SSH pass. So SSH pass is a utility that helps automate SSH logins. So instead of typing the password manually every time, the password can be just passed programmatically. However, in real-world systems, like key-based authentication is preferred, like over password-based login. So SSH pass is mostly used in controlled environments or scripts, not for general use. Okay, next is our T. So now sometimes we want to see the output on the screen and also save it to a file. So that's where T comes in. Like if you want to see the output also of the command and you want to save it in your file also. So yeah, you can just do it using this command. So let me show you. Echo session started. I'll just enter my file name logs.txt. Okay, so yeah, for now here it printed session started, and if I want to see if it also saved it into my file or not, I can just do cat logs.txt. So yeah, it shows that session started. So yeah, it works. Okay, so it is basically like splitting the output, and one goes to the screen and one goes to the file. Next is our grep. Now imagine you have a very large file, so you're looking for something specific. So instead of reading the whole file, we use grep. Okay, so now I'll show you the grep, how grep works. Grep session logs.txt, the file name. So yeah, it will just return me the matching lines where my word is there. So yeah, it searches for a specific pattern and shows only the matching lines. So this is extremely useful for logs, debugging and configuration files if you want to find simple things. Yeah, so next is our find command. So as the name suggests, find helps us locate files or directories based on different conditions. So yeah, I can, here are all the conditions. So yeah, the name help me find files on the basis of the name of the file, and yeah, there are many other ways also. On the basis of size I can do it, on the basis of its type I can do it, files or directories. And yeah, if I ignoring the case sensitivity also, if I just want to find and I don't remember how I saved it, like I don't remember the exact case in which I saved it, so yeah, I can use these flags. And let me show you how I can find my files. Yeah, now I'll just run the find command. Find dot, I'll be using the name flag here, star.txt. Yeah, so it returns me all the files having the .txt extension. So yeah, here I'm searching for all text files in the current directory, and it just returns me the files. So you can also search the file by type, size or modification time, but even like this is basic usage and also very powerful. So okay, so till now we looked at general bash commands that work on almost any Linux system. So from here onwards, we'll move to liquid galaxy specific commands. So these commands are designed specifically to manage, monitor and control a liquid galaxy setup. So instead of working with files or folders, these commands help us work with the system itself. So yeah, moving to the first one, that is LG reboot. So LG reboot, like this command is used to restart all the machines in a liquid galaxy setup, including the master and all the slave nodes. Yeah, that's all about it. Also, when this command is executed, the entire system goes through a clean restart. So this is usually required when there are major system level changes. Yeah, so this is usually required when there are major system level changes, such as configuration updates or system instability, because it affects the whole setup. Like LG reboot is not something we can run casually. So it is used carefully, like usually as a last step when other fixes don't work. Okay, so next one is the LG relaunch. And yeah, a much more commonly used command is LG relaunch. Unlike LG reboot, this command does not restart the machines. Instead, it restarts the Liquid Galaxy services, such as Chrome instances and display-related services. And this is especially useful when working with KML files or when displays are out of sync. Since it is much faster than a full reboot, LG relaunch is often the preferred option during development and testing. So in practice, this is one of the most frequently used LG commands. Okay, next is LG animation. Okay, so the LGNM command is used to create animations across the Liquid Galaxy screens. So what this command does is, like, it captures the frames from multiple display nodes and stitch them together into a smooth animation. So yeah, this is very useful during demos and presentations. Like, instead of abrupt camera jumps, this command helps create smooth transitions which make the visualization more immersive. So yeah, it basically enhances the storytelling aspect of Liquid Galaxy, and yeah, it's just used for enhancement of the whole, animation. Okay, next one is the LG info. So LG info is a system monitoring command. So it provides detailed information about the current state of the Liquid Galaxy setup. So, like, why it matters. This includes information like CPU usage, memory consumption, disk usage, uptime, and node status. So it is especially helpful for checking system health or diagnosing performance issues. So instead of checking each machine individually, LG Info gives a consolidated view of the entire setup. It tells you everything you need to know, the important information of the whole setup. Okay, so next one is our LG locate. So the LG locate command is used to retrieve geographic coordinates from a given location. So it converts places names into latitude or longitude values. So it just gives us coordinates, and this is commonly used while generating KML files or automating navigations. And so rather than manually searching for coordinates, LG Locate helps streamline location-based visualizations. So it makes geographic automation much easier and more accurate too. LG Run. So now this is one of the most powerful and important command in a Liquid Galaxy setup. To understand LG Run, it helps to first understand how Liquid Galaxy works. So a Liquid Galaxy system is not a single machine. It is a cluster of machines, one master and multiple slave nodes. So whenever we want to execute the same command on all the machines, doing it one by one would be inefficient. Like, it can just create chaos. So that's where LG run comes in. LG run allows us to execute a command simultaneously across multiple Liquid Galaxy nodes. So internally, it uses SSH to communicate with the nodes, and it also relies on configuration files to understand which machines are part of the setup. And it runs commands on multiple machines at once. Next is LG sudo. So now, building on top of LG run, we have LG sudo. So if LG run allows us to run a command across multiple machines, LG sudo allows us to do the same thing but with root privileges. So some operations in a Liquid Galaxy setup require administrator access. For example, system level configuration changes, service management, or maintenance related tasks need administrator privileges, permissions. So yeah, for that we use the sudo command, and LG sudo executes the given command as the root user on all targeted nodes. So this means a single command can perform system level operations across the entire cluster. So together, LG run and LG sudo make it possible to manage a distributed Liquid Galaxy setup efficiently without manual intervention on each machine. Okay, so this transition is very important. Like, so far we have talked about commands that help us control and manage the Liquid Galaxy system. So to understand these commands better, it is important to understand how the Liquid Galaxy file and directory structure is organized. So our first is the Apache root directory. So yeah, we'll look at the Liquid Galaxy structure. And yeah, this directory is the core content directory of Liquid Galaxy. So anything placed inside this directory can be accessed by Liquid Galaxy screens through the browser. Like that's why all the important assets like KML files, images, scripts, and web resources are stored here. So this directory acts as a central content hub. Once content is placed here, it becomes available across all display nodes in a synchronized way. Okay, kmls.txt. The kmls.txt file plays a very important role in Liquid Galaxy. It acts as a reference file that tells Liquid Galaxy which KML files need to be loaded. So instead of loading KML files manually, we simply add their path or URLs to this file. And yeah, Liquid Galaxy continuously reads this file and render the listed KMLs on the display. So here you can see the list of KMLs that are stored. Okay, so this makes it easy to manage multiple KML layers for a single place. So kmls.txt becomes the control point for visualization. Okay, next is our fly to offset file. So this query text file is used to control camera movement in Liquid Galaxy. So it stores fly to parameters such as location, zoom level, and viewing angle, and many more also. So whenever a fly to command is written into this file, Liquid Galaxy reads it and smoothly navigates the view to that very location. And this allows precise and synchronized camera movements across all screens. And this file is especially useful when automating navigation or building interactive experiences. Okay, next is our KML folder. So the KML folder contains screen-specific KML files. So each slave node has its own KML file that defines what appears on that particular screen. So this structure allows Liquid Galaxy to display different parts of the same visualization across multiple screens. So it helps us control positioning, scaling, overlays, and synchronization. And this is how Liquid Galaxy achieves its panoramic and immersive display, by coordinating multiple KML files across all the nodes. Okay, so you can see here, this is the master KML, this is the slave 2 KML, slave 6, slave 7, and it goes on like that. So to summarize, Liquid Galaxy is not just about commands or files, it's about how commands, structures, and visualization logic comes together to create a synchronized system. So understanding these basics like bash commands, Liquid Galaxy commands, and the system structure is the foundation for working effectively with Liquid Galaxy systems. And once this foundation is clear, building features and visual experiences becomes much more intuitive. So thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer all your questions. Thank you.